start my in-cab inspection. This is my seat belt. It is properly mounted and secured to my cab by nuts and bolts. My seat belt does not appear to be torn or frayed. My seat belt connects to my seat belt latch. Get the fuck out of there. All right, you're supposed to plug that twice. My seat belt latch is held down to the floor by nuts and bolts, and the belt is not frayed or damaged. My seat belt is also latched to my chair by nuts and bolts. And to my left is my fire extinguisher. You're not gonna be able to see it. To my left is my fire extinguisher. It's ABC rated. The pin is inside it, and it is latched to the floor. It is fully charged. And in my toolbox, I have my 3 reflective triangles. Would you like to see them?
No.
All right, right here are my breakers. I will now perform my first safe start. Make sure that you're in neutral. Push down on the clutch. Start the key. Clear. All right. And I slowly release my foot from the clutch. All right, you're gonna have to get over here now. The oil pressure gauge is rising up to spec. My temperature gauge is rising and it is up to spec. My RPM gauge is currently working. It's up to spec. My battery voltage is at 13.5. That's up to spec. We'll test my MPH later. We have enough fuel to complete this task, but my fuel gauge is currently working. My primary and secondary air pressure gauges are up to spec. They're currently at about 125 PSI, which is up to spec. All right, right here are my park lights. My park lights are currently working. My high beams are working. My left turn signal is working. My right turn signal is working. My four-way flashers are working. All right. My defrost is working. My floor heaters are working. This is my air horn. These are my city horns. They are not working. All right, my mirror is mounted to the side of my cab by nuts and bolts. My mirrors are adjusted to me. They are clear and visible. My windshield has no illegal stickers. It is clear and visible, and the weather stripping is not rotted or cut or frayed. It is in good working order and it is not leaking. The windshield wipers are currently working, and the windshield wiper fluid, we have none in there, but it'll work. The windshield wiper fluid is currently working. Let me see, did I forget anything? No, I did not. All right, I'm now going to do my brake test. Push down your clutch and your brake, go into low gear and kill your engine. When your engine kills, you slowly release your foot from the clutch. Push in your brakes. My trailer brake doesn't currently work right now, but I'll push in my parking brake and I'll turn over to just the power. All right, my ABS light has come on and gone off. I will now apply 90 pounds of pressure to my brake, and I should not lose more than 4 PSI in 1 minute. 59, 60, 61, 62. It's been a whole minute. I did not lose more than 4 PSI. Come look, on my air pressure gauges here, I will now fan my brakes down until 60 PSI, and my low air pressure indicator light will kick on. There it is. My low air indicator light has kicked on. I'll now fan my brakes down to 20, and my spring brakes will pop out. Look at the spring brakes. My spring brakes will pop out, and if you touch them while you're in your test, you'll fail, so don't touch them. There it is. It popped out. Already did it. All right, I'll now do my next safe start. I'll make sure that I'm in neutral, push down on my clutch, start my engine. All right, slowly release my foot from the clutch. I will now build pressure back into my primary and secondary air pressure gauges. I'll rev my engine up to 1400 RPM, and at about 60 PSI, my low air pressure gauge should kick off, and at 125 PSI, my governor should kick off. At 60 PSI, my low air pressure indicator light is kicked off. I will now continue revving my RPM until my governor kicks off. That noise that you heard was my governor kicking off. I will now test my trailer brakes by pushing in my parking brakes, pushing in my clutch slowly, going into low gear, and doing my first tug test. All right, my trailer tugged, it did not move, letting me know that my trailer brakes are working. I'll now pull out my parking brake, push in my trailer brake, disengage my trailer brakes to test my parking brake. Go into low gear. What? All right, it tugged, it did not move. My that's indicated that my parking brake is working. I'll now disengage both brakes. I'll now disengage both brakes and I'll go 5 miles an hour. I'll go into low gear, go 5 miles an hour, and I'll test my service brakes. Once you get to 5 miles an hour, you step on your brake and your clutch. All right, I was looking left and looking right to see if my trailer swayed. It did not sway. Put my vehicle back in neutral. Slowly release my foot from the clutch. Pull my parking brake. Turn your engine off. Hit your horn and say, that now includes my in-cab inspection.